Good morning, faithful viewer. It is I, Regina Nunley, better known as the Preacher Kid Sensation, PK, Sensation for short. If you follow me on Instagram, the Mental Wealth Builder, I bring value to the marketplace because I am allergic to ignorance. The value is education, the antihistamine of ignorance. Anyway, brought to you by See the World Through My Eyes, LLC, where I endeavor to help you see the world through a renewed perspective, because a renewed mind creates a renewed lifestyle. So this is me walking, duh, and I want to come on with some mental wealth wisdom, just something to think about when we talk about connections and relating to people, and how important it is to connect and relate to the right people. Because you can always relate and connect to the wrong people, all right, or wrong things too. So anyway, I was up here thinking, just pondering some things, and I was thinking about how in business, when people talk about business, is a relationship building. It's about relationship building relationships, and I must admit that I have not mastered the art of building relationships, because some people, I get these mindsets where I don't want to be bothered. I don't know if there's anybody like that. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered, and gotta learn about people. And I'll be honest with you, that's just my truth on that one. Part of it is because I deal with so much emotional drama at work, and then when my network marketing was booming, to be real with you, but this pandemic has caused that to fizzle out, and so building back slowly. And then they say fast is fun, slow sucks, but at this point, I'm patient. Because now you just don't want anybody connected to you. You want the right people that's really going to be committed, not so much interest. And so, but that's going to take getting connected to people, relating to people. And in order to do so, you got to have a common denominator. And that common denominator, like I said, could mean anything. But give you an example. When there's a connection, it changes the atmosphere of the conversation when you're meeting people or talking to people. And you might not have noticed it, but the next time you have a conversation with someone, whether it be a networking event or just talking to people just randomly, like y'all might be at the gas station or something. Usually it's something that happens that strikes up the conversation that is a commonality. And that's happened before. You know how somebody pull up in the car, same as yours. And you're like, oh yeah, I like your car. And they look at your car like, well, I like your too. And so then that kind of breaks the ice, okay? And even though y'all might not even exchange names or numbers, that's an example of how commonality can create something, create a different atmosphere than it was before, change the atmosphere that you're in. But a more recent example I want to give to you was I was representing a client, and we were getting ready for a court hearing. And I told him I needed to see if his family can come and speak on his behalf. So he gave me some names, and I called. And so one of the persons, he was a sister. And so reached out to her, we talking and all, and then in the middle of our conversation, we got cut off. I think I was getting ready for another trial. So then she called back. So anyway, so a couple of days after that, no choke. On my Facebook feed, I saw this picture, and I saw, it was a memory that someone else posted, but the woman that was talking to, the sister, was tagged in this particular post. And I went, wait a minute, is that, I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, that looked like the next same. So I went on her page and I started trolling her page. And I saw things that were similar that looked like it connected with what I knew about her. So I said, oh, this might be her. And so as I was scrolling through, then something else caught my eye. And I was like, And then I kept scrolling, and then bingo. I said, what you say now? So anyway, she called me back, and we talking. And as we were talking, I said, Miss So-and-so, I said, we got something in common. And she said, what is that? I said, how you doing, Sarah? And she went, oh! And right there, I went from this black woman representing her brother to now her Sarah representing her brother. Now, y'all see the shifting there. There's a big shift. And then I kept asking her, because she's from Daytona, and she went to BCU. So I said, when did you pledge? She told me when she pledged. I said, I said, me and you might have met. And I said, because I pledged such and such. And then, so we would have been, at least, if she had graduated before me, or she was running with that crowd, me and her would have met. We would have met, and we might have ran. I was like, wow. So that's how small the world is. You just never know. But anyway, but that's an example of how a conversation could go from being, oh, okay, how you doing, to, oh, how you doing? And that's why it's important that commonalities, connecting on that level makes a big difference, because then now the person is more interested. They might be more interested in what you have to say, and they may be less critical as to what they're going to say, because now you have a commonality. Now that's just an example, but that's why as you build, whatever you're building, all right, you got to find a common denominator, something that can connect you to that person, so y'all stop being strangers. And you can be strangers and still be talking to people, right? Because it might have been a networking event that brought y'all together. And that's it. And y'all know the same people, and that's it. But when you have that tether, something connecting you to them, that puts you in a whole different realm in their mind with you, as to you. I'll give you another example. My mom and I took up to North Georgia, and I wanted her to see some mountains. She had never seen mountains before, and I wanted her to see waterfalls. And I think that was for her birthday around that time. And so, but it was in November when I did it, so that was the only time I had time off. But anyway, so while we were walking around, I saw a guy, he had on a Rotary hat. And so instantly I go, oh, you're a Rotarian, so am I. Guess what? Conversation. He told me everything about himself. And I didn't ask all that information. But because we had a commonality, he felt comfortable opening up to me because we had something in common. See how strong, that powerful that is? You don't even have to ask for the information. People will volunteer it. Get it? Voluntarily regurgitate on you because they feel safe, because y'all have something in common. They let their guard down. That's why you got to be careful, because the same way it can be used as a blessing, it can be used as a weapon against you. You know, getting connected to people. And that's why I'm very leery about it. To connect with everybody. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just I'm picky about that. And doing business with people. And you know, it's good to say no, nothing wrong with no. And business, no is a common word. And and I'm working on that part. But I want to come on and just share this tidbit with you when it comes to the benefits of commonality. One of the benefits you just heard was, number one, that when you find a common denominator, it shifts the atmosphere and where you and the person are communicating. Number two, when you find a commonality with someone, they are more likely to let their guard down, and the volunteer information that you probably had to drag out of them, all right? And number three, the commonalities, the common denominators creates a stronger bond with that individual. And it also depends on the bond, the commonality. If it's organizations, maybe denominations, okay? Or maybe y'all like the same type of hobbies, whatever that's really emotionally strong to that person, that's how close that's going to bring you to that person, okay? Remember that. However strong that commonality is to them, as how close you can get to them, okay? So, just a tidbit, mental wealth wisdom from the Mental Wealth Builder, Regina Nunley, better known as the Preacher Kid Sensation PK. Sensation for short if you follow me on Instagram. And this is brought to you by See the World Through My Eyes, LLC. I don't want to be roadkill, y'all. Where I endeavor to help you see the world through renewed perspective. I don't want to step in holes either. Because a renewed mind creates a renewed lifestyle. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.